Good evening. Welcome to Vibin with Ashley Live. I'm your host, Ashley Live, and thank you for joining us on this beautiful Saturday night. Thanksgiving was just a couple days ago, and I am celebrating episode 130. So I just want to take the time out and say thank you to all the beautiful musicians who have been on my show. Corey Ward is in here. Devin is in the house, and I just want to give Devin the proper introduction. Devan Blake Jones, singer, songwriter, guitarist, based in Denver, Colorado. Devin was on my show, episode 91, which was July 3rd, 2021, and now he is celebrating episode 130 with me. Denver grew up in a musical household. He was on American Idol. He was on season 20 of The Voice, Team Nick, and finished in the top 17. Devin, let's do this. I am ready to bring you back in the room. And hey, Corey, thanks for joining us. Devin!
Hey, how's it going? I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Devin, thank you so much for coming back on my show. Not sure if you heard the introduction, but you were on my show in July.
Wow, that's crazy that it's been so long, and thanks for having me back. It's been an amazing journey, and I feel like it's really cool to stay connected to people like you that watched us from the beginning of like our journey on the show, and now we're just connected. It's really cool. So thanks for having me.
Devin, always a pleasure to have you on the show. I'm so excited to hear what you've been up to, but I wanted to just start off the show, like I always do, with a song lyric. So tonight I'm going to be sharing one from your song called Breakdown. It's an unreleased song, but you performed this song at Red Rocks Amphitheater over the summer.
I did.
So I know. So I'm just going to share some lyrics from this, and you're just going to tell me what these lyrics mean, the inspiration behind this song. Cool?
Let's go.
Oh, I'm running the whole town tonight, having a breakdown. I just don't ever let people like you dim my light. When your friends ask me if I'm all right, let's break down the story and make it right.
Wow. I wrote that? Yeah, those lyrics, it's interesting because when I did The Voice, I feel like I was put in a place where I had friends who I grew up with forever that just knew me, that it wouldn't change anything, like regardless of if had won and reached the toppest peak of my career. I was at the Grammys. And then there's also people in my life where, I've known for a little while, and, we don't hang out all the time. We know each other, but maybe not that well. And
Right.
I just realized that when I got on the show, I wrote this song in my hotel room while I was at The Voice, and I wasn't able to respond to everyone during that time, and people do this thing where when you reach some type of success in your life, everyone wants to be involved. Of course, that's great.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to. But what I started noticing was that people were like, kind of saying stories like exes of mine and old friends and old flames and old coworkers. Not a lot, but a certain amount of people were kind of creating like situations that had happened that weren't true, just to show that we were more connected. Like, oh, I had lunch with him like before he left. I've been to his place, we hang out all the time, and it's like, you know what? Let's break this down. Let's instead of me like putting anyone on blast, because that's just not the kind of person that I am. Let me put it into a song. Learn from Adele. Like, that's the best way to kind of battle the things in your life as an artist, is to put it into words, into a song. And for me, it's like, you know what? Let's break this down. Let me make sure that set this story straight. And I want all the friends, but let's keep it real. And it's for me, that song was healing because I felt like, we're quarantined in this room in LA, away from our family and friends, and we have all the other contestants, but I still kind of felt alone. I kind of felt like I didn't have anyone who really, really knew me there to kind of guide me through that, the experiences. And so for me, it was really kind of frustrating to feel like people were claiming to be close to you when they were so far away. And I can't call this person and talk to them on. and get advice because we weren't that close. But according to them, like, we were so close. So that's kind of where it started from. My songs, the way that I write, it's like I kind of always like to leave the listeners kind of guessing what it might be about. And there's an artist named Regina Spektor. Have you ever heard of her?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I like her because she will not talk about what she wrote her songs about. She just refuses to give the meaning to it. I'm not opposed to that. I love to talk about it, but I also love for people to ask, why did I write it? Because the song maybe sounds like a breakup song, but you know, for me, it's like, oh, I don't, you know, Zay loves his dog.
Zay,
Zay, Zay,
oh,
Zay Romero.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zay loves his dog, right? And he might write a song, and you might think it's a love song, but he's writing a song to his dog. And that's the great thing about writing music, is that you can write about a certain situation, but it can apply to so many other different areas in people's lives. And so that's what it is for me.
Yeah.
Thank you for picking that up.
Yes, thank you for writing that song and being so honest, because I can only imagine what you and the other contestants went through. I mean, you're dealing with this crazy quarantine. Like, you can't even, I mean, you can hang out with the other contestants, but you need to make sure you have PPE and that you're tested. And like, I can only imagine the rigorous stuff that happens behind the scene when you have to like be in a room and, you know, sing with this person for hours on end. And so, yeah, you're right. All these people from your past are like, oh yeah, we know each other. And you're like, dude, we haven't talked in like 10 years. Like, don't be fronting.
Yeah, and you know, it's like I love everyone in my life, and I feel like every person I meet has a purpose and a reason, and not everyone's meant to be in your life for forever. But that's the thing about being on this show that really opened my eyes, because when I was on American Idol, I was a lot younger, and so I was naive to life and how these things go. And this time, I was just, you know, kind of a loner. Before, I mean, COVID had just happened; it wasn't hanging out with anybody, and you know, the support was great, and it always is wonderful to have people support, but it gets a little sad when people start to skew their relationship with you because they want to be a part of that success. And it's like, well, you are a part of this, of its success. And any, you know, if you're just supporting me, you come to a show, we can hang out and whatever. But it's like, I'm the kind of artist where I just want to keep it real in that regard of, look, I will never try to be something I'm not in regards to just like putting on a front and trying to flex. I just feel like that is not what I'm about. And, you know, if people think that, you know, I'm not polished enough, or I'm not this or not that, I've finally gotten to a place where it's like, I don't care, because I want people to want to follow my journey because of who I am truly, not who I'm trying to be. And the voice really helped me to hone in on being okay with who I really am and just flying with it, you know? So.
Yeah. And you have this success from people on the show that had no idea who you were in every corner of the world. They're like, oh my God, Devin, I'm from overseas and I found you on The Voice. And now those people are a part of your journey. And that's so cool.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. It's amazing to have people follow you know, my journey, and to have come to with me to open mics, or they saw me at a wedding or something, and then they see me on TV. It's like, wow, like that to me is what's really cool, is to be able to witness people really get truly excited for what I'm doing, and want to support it and want to be there for it. Because I'm the same way. I'm like, hey, you got a cake business? Let me buy a cake from you. You know, let me go ahead and do it and pay full. I'm not going to ask you for a discount, but I had to get those kinks out. That's what the song is about.
Yes, no, and that's the best song when you're going through something and you just don't know how to express it, and you're like, I don't even know what this is about. It could mean 4 different things, and then you just put it into a song. And you're right, you don't have to explain what it means, because it could mean different things to different people, and then people can say, oh, I wonder what Devin was talking about when he said X, Y. So I want to start from the beginning of your life. I knew you grew up singing in the church, and then you joined the choir in school. What did music mean to you during your childhood and growing up?
Wow, it's interesting, because when I look back, you know, I would do contests when I was younger, and I would always get like 3rd or 4th place or lose. And then for a while, honestly, like, it was just a dream. Like, I remember having my boombox in front of me, and I would play Christina Aguilera's first album over and over again, and Brandy, and Boyz II Men. And, you know, I would just I would just sit there when we had boom boxes. We didn't have iPhones. We didn't have Apple Music and Spotify. Had CDs. And so for me, it was, I used to grab the CD covers from CDs and call the record labels over and over again until I got someone on the phone. And I would say like, I want a record deal. I'd be like 16. And they'd go, do you want a record deal? Okay, what's your name? Where are you from? Okay, well, just keep trying. Like, just keep going for it. And they were really nice. And it was just a big dream. And I think the older I got, I realized that like you have to put in the work. But it meant a lot to me because it let me escape. You know, I was bullied a lot in high school, bullied a lot in middle school, and music gave me a place to escape, and it made me feel special because, you know, the football players on the team that were picking on me, or whoever it was, I don't know if they were football players, but whoever was picking on me, this gave me, it's like a superpower. Like, oh, I have something that I can do that you can't do, that people love me for. And I realized that that's strength and power. It doesn't matter if it's music, if you're young or old and you like to dance or paint, or, you know, maybe it's not an arts thing. If you're really good at your job and you love the company that you work for and you're a dedicated employee, I feel like, you know, as long as you find something that makes you happy and you stick with it, no matter what anybody says, you will see it grow. You know, the second that I feel it kind of goes down is when, and it goes the wrong way, is when we let other people dictate and comment on what we should be doing with our passion. So yeah, as a child, music was just such an escape for me.
And I love what you said about doing what makes you happy, even if other people are not on board with it. Like, you have to have tunnel vision and be like, hey, I do love painting. I don't care if anybody is on my team and nobody supports me. I love painting. It makes me happy. I can express myself. And I think everybody needs to hear that, because sometimes we hear things from our parents or from our peers and they're like, no, you have to do this. And you're like, no, I'm really passionate about this.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. And I mean, that even comes down to the kind of music I want to do. I mean, I've been working on a lot of things. I have some singles coming out, but I've been working on an album that I believe is probably going to shock a lot of people when it comes out. But it's what I want to do. It's what brings joy to my heart. And so it's probably going to be, I would say, probably a good year before it comes out. There's a team of us working on it, and it's going to be something amazing. But it's, you know, I had not a breakdown, but I had like an epiphany one day, and I was like, why am I doing this? I need to do the type of music, or, you know, do what I want to do because I love it and not because I'm trying to please other people. Let me make a hit song. And so, yeah, I think it's really important to just always follow what you want to do and how you want to do it. And I think if you look at some of the greats in the industry, you know, the big stars, for example, Beyonce, you know, she wants. She knows that the lighting is off. She knows that this person's not doing what they're supposed to be doing. She knows that she doesn't look good in this outfit. She knows that she likes this sort of song. And that's a big part of the growing process that I'm learning, is that as an artist, it's not so much about the destination. Like, the journey is important because you have to learn who you are. If you don't know who you are, other people are going to constantly tell you who you should be. And I love the walk. I love it. I love the journey. You know, you've got to kind of love the struggle in a way to be able to really appreciate when it's no longer a struggle, just from my perspective anyway.
I agree with that, because everybody has these really high, you know, things that they want to achieve. Like, I want to be on the VMAs, I want to be at the Grammys and all these other things. It's like, those people that have gotten there have worked their butts off, and a lot of that stuff we all have not seen it. So it's like they put in hours beyond hours of hard work, and they've gotten the door shut in their face many times too. So yeah, you just got to keep going and just do what feels right for you, and tunnel vision. Like, don't let anybody else throw you off the track that you think that you should be on.
Absolutely. And, you know, like I was saying before, Tori, you know, I love Tori Kelly, but she was rejected from labels 7 times in her
Yeah.
career. 7 times. That's a lot. Same thing with Bruno Mars and a lot of other people who we in our eyes, we see as these huge stars, but they had to go through a lot of struggles. You know, Tori was on American Idol, make it, and I think one of the last clips of her is crying, and she said, I'm going to sing no matter what. No matter what happens, I'm going to sing. Like, that's what this is all about. It's not about you know, in our society, success is, you know, an award or glitz and glamour. And it's, you know, I'll never forget, I think it was Victor.
Yeah.
Victor from, he posted something that was like, stop asking artists like, hey, what's next? Because
Yeah.
it's, we don't know. We go with the flow. And if we have something great, we'll share it. But like outside of what we have currently, we just don't know. And I think it's a lot of pressure to try to please people. And, you know, it's like, man, we were just on national TV and there's people out there saying, okay, what are you going to do next? It's like, okay,
Yeah.
our attention span is so low that we get excited about something and then we want to continue to see it grow. But takes time. This thing takes time. And it not only takes time to get to where we want to go, but it takes time, like I was saying, just to learn who we are as artists, to learn what type of music we like to make, what kind of clothes we like to wear.
Yeah.
You know, what, you know, it takes time to, you know, I like to listen to artists I've never heard before and learn from them and study. And I've been reading a lot about music theory on my own, not in school, but just different things. It's very important to really dive into what you're doing and know, because I think the last thing I want to do is walk into a huge record label and have this big meeting and have no idea what I'm talking about or no direction for my own life and say, sure, make me a rock star if that's what you want. It's like, no, you got to know. And the only way to do that is to have the courage to experience rejection, to have the courage to mess up, screw up, forget the words, pick the wrong song, wear the wrong clothes, you know?
Yeah. Rejection is one of those things, like as an artist, you need to have thick skin because you're going to hear 100 no's and you just got to keep going and knocking on people's doors because you tried out for American Idol before and
Yeah.
you know people that have tried out for these shows multiple times and multiple times, and some of them have never even gotten to a blind audition because they were waiting in the hotel and it was like, oh, all the teams are filled.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that my mind when I got when I was told that I was going to have an audition. I called my boss. That was the first call because they let me work remotely while I was out there, and I just started crying. And I was like, I guess I have my big chance, and I didn't think they were going to give me the opportunity. And it's like, you know, I feel like it's better to just be ready. And I
Mm-hmm.
think at the time I was ready to go, but it's also like I wasn't ready to hear the word no. And I
Yep.
think we've got to be ready for rejection and ready to know that, like, even if it's a no, I'm good enough. Or maybe maybe it's a no because I have to learn more. I have to like continue to grow to become the artist that I should be. And when I was younger and did Idol and didn't make it into the top 20 or whatever it was, I was devastated,
Yeah.
absolutely devastated. And I mean, it really shook me. It was a lot of rejection. I'm ugly. There's these like all these things. I can't sing, or I don't. And it's to experience that, and then to experience making it to the top 17 by America's vote
Yeah.
was validation I needed to say, you know what? No more self-doubt. Now it's time for you to inspire others to understand that, like, that no is not always a bad thing, man. It's just sometimes it's a good thing because that's what's
Yeah.
going to push you falling into your destination. So,
Yeah, I think no's are good because you're like, okay, that was a no from you at this moment, but I might come back a month from now and you might say yes.
yeah, that's really good. It's so good, and it's also when I look back, I think, you know, if I had been told yes, I would have been kind of upset later on in life, like, ugh, you weren't ready. Look at you making a fool of yourself on
Right.
national TV,
Yeah.
you know, because you didn't experience to understand, like, you've got to be prepared. Sometimes we think we're prepared, and we're just not. You know,
Mm-hmm.
remember,
Yeah.
uh, memorizing choreography if that's there, or just having the confidence to be able to stand in front of a bunch of people that you don't know and sing your heart out. You got to be ready for that. And so sometimes it takes that no, and it takes you to completely break down and fall to your knees and just cry and go to bed in tears to be able to wake up the next day to say, you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm
Yeah.
you. I'm going to prove you wrong. You know, and so yeah. I'm thankful for it.
Yes. So, as people know, you were on The Voice season 20 earlier this year. Looking back on that experience, what is one of the most memorable times for you on that show? On or off?
Mm. Wow, that's a good question. No one's asked me like what's the most memorable. Uh, I honestly, truly think that like the most memorable moment and the most magical moment was Nick turning around for me. Because up there, you're just, it's so intense in that moment because that is the one moment that's going to make or break you on the show. And I never, so I remember, I don't know if you remember me telling you, but you don't hear the actual swish. That's kind of a secret.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
so I just saw,
TV Mag.
yeah, I just saw it light up. It's like ding. And I, holy bleep. Wow, Nick just turned around for me. And it was just so magical. I was supposed to go on earlier in the day, and they were switching me around. I think Zay was, they moved him ahead of me, and then I was supposed to go right on after him, but then I think that it was like, oh, they're too similar, so they kept pushing me and pushing me and pushing me back. And so by the time I left, it was night time. And I just remember like getting there in the morning and leaving when it was dark and feeling
Mhm.
like, wow, what a magical day. It felt like a holiday, kind of. That's the only way I can describe it. It just was just like a gift, like a birthday or something. It just was, as a vocalist, as an artist who's experienced so much rejection in my career, that moment was like someone handed me a platter and said, here you go, full of gold. It was just amazing. And I'll never forget that moment ever.
Yeah.
And I just can't compare anything else to that because it was also a camaraderie, when he talked to me after he turned his chair around. I felt like he had my back the way that he talked to me. They don't show it all, but I felt like, man, this guy, he looked me in the eyes like a human
Yeah.
being, and I'm gonna get you to the live shows. You just trust me. We'll get there. And so, gosh, I would relive that day over and over again if I could. It was so cool. Just the
Yeah.
best day ever.
Yeah. Because it honestly changed your life.
It really did. It really did. And I was talking to my parents about this the other day, and it's like in the music industry, because, I'm in the music industry. I may not be famous, but I've done a lot of different things. And it's kind of the talent shows do definitely have a stigma of, you know, it's just quick. It's not going to do anything for your career because back in the day when we didn't have social media, America
Hmm.
fresh and it was creating all these huge stars out of nowhere. But
Yeah.
just because you're just a huge star doesn't mean that it's not helping your career. And it's definitely catapulted me doing so many cool things and having so many amazing opportunities um, just because of visibility and because
Yeah.
it gave me something to share with someone and they go, oh, you must be good because look at this. Wow. So it's definitely changed my life. And it honestly, when I did American Idol, I remember saying I would never do another reality show again. They kind of exploited me being so upset with my rejection. And I don't have anything, I love what they're doing now. It's a completely different team. I love what they've been doing now. But, it's took a lot of time for me to realize like, man, The Voice, I have nothing negative to say about The Voice at all. Nothing. I mean, you get to really know the staff and they're just so supportive. They don't want to exploit. They give everyone an equal chance. They give everyone an opportunity to do well. They prepare us. They really
Mhm.
prep us for first audition. And it's just I will never be able to really thank them for what they've done, not only for me but for other people. And it's just they're just really really great. And I think that's the thing that I encourage people that watch the show that feel like they have something negative to say is coming from me, those producers and the people that make the show are so amazing in the sense of they just want to give us an opportunity. They just want
Yeah.
to give us a. They're not trying to turn us into stars. They're just trying to say, "Hey, here's a shot. We hope I
Mhm.
really hope for you." And that I learned that, and it's just so magical to see that because you don't see that a lot in life anywhere, where people just say, you know, hey, I just want to, let's put you on. And
Yeah.
it's, yeah, I love them.
Yeah.
I always will.
I've heard that from so many other contestants on The Voice, how it's family, it's positivity, it's pushing and showing you guys in a positive light. And I can only imagine what that's like being on that show and having that family surrounding you.
Yeah, I mean, so for example, we have to do a lot of interviews before we even get chosen to sing, to have a blind audition. And
Yeah.
so there's a called the Blue Room where you go in and they really push you to kind of be emotional, like share some sides of you that people don't see. And
Yeah.
basically, they have me crying that they did not show. And I remember coming home, and I think I was drinking a glass of wine because I was stressed, and I was just like, oh man, I have PTSD from Idol. Are they
Yeah.
going to try to make me look like a crybaby? They could have really taken the footage, essentially, excuse me, they have so much footage, they can create any character they want based off the footage that they have. And so
Yeah.
when I watched the audition with my family, I was just like so thankful, like, wow, I was nervous for nothing. These people really are good. They really could have turned me into any character they wanted. They could have made me seem crazy because they have footage of me laughing and being a goofball, but they just
Mm-hmm.
tried their true to who we really are, and I really appreciated that because you know, it's not easy to just be, you know, it's I know that this is stupid to say, but like just a Joe Schmo, like I'm an average, I'm a normal person, and at that time, and who's just trying to make it to break out in some way, and it's scary to think, holy cow, like the whole world's about to like see me, like what are they,
Yeah.
how, what's gonna happen? So yeah, I really appreciated that with them for sure. And
Mm-hmm.
even the people that didn't get returns, they still showed their stories in a good light. They still showed them in a good light. They didn't try to make them look bad. They didn't try to, you know, embarrass them. I know that not getting a chair's turn is probably really hard. I've been rejected before, but they still encourage them, come back, you know, come back and try another song, or they give them some positive feedback and they're not like laughing at them or something. And so they do a really good job of uh, holding the integrity that they hold to the brand. I think is the thing that is what's kept them afloat for this long, is that people don't
Yeah.
tune in to watch someone being embarrassed. They tune in to see people get an opportunity that they've never seen before in their life. And that's something that you can't take that. You can't, there's no uh, replica. That's just a pure thing.
Yeah, I love that you said that. Like, kudos to every single person that works in The Voice, all those people in the credits, all those producers, all those people behind the scenes that make the show what it is. Also, Aaron Conselman's in the house, and he just said something. He said, "My goal in going to the show
No way.
was to build." Yeah, he said, "My goal
What?
in going
What?
was my goal in going was to build relationships, encourage others, and learn. All those were accomplished." Yes, Aaron. Yes.
He's great. He is kind of like the Papa Bear, I think, of the group. You know,
Yeah.
he was there for, you know, I had a coworker who passed away while I was there, and he really was there for me and helped me and guided me through that one night, and just staying positive. I think when you have kids like Dana as well, you have
Yeah.
children, the pretty much even, you know, older contestants, you're dealing with a bunch of kids. People are not themselves. Are the young? They're, you know, they resort to their child versions because they're scared. They have all these emotions they haven't addressed and stuff. And Aaron and Dana, I would say, were the two that kind of kept everyone feeling like everything was going to be okay, regardless of what happened. So thank you, Aaron. I love you too. I really hope.
Yes. Love you, buddy. Oh, that's so sweet. Aaron, you're amazing. You're so amazing.
Yeah.
So, I want to talk about you working at Henson Recording Studio during your time on the show. It was a huge moment for you in your career. Bring us back to that time when you were like, hey, I'm going to work at Henson Recording Studio. What did it mean?
Well, so first and foremost, one of my biggest dreams is has always been to go on like Sesame Street. And so
Really?
I know that Henson is like more the Muppets,
Yeah.
but it's me of that because growing up, I used to always see my favorite singers go and sing with the Muppets, you know? And
Yeah.
so I just was excited to be just like, wow, there's Kermit the Frog climbing out of a wall. Holy cow. And you pull up and it's these big giant metal iron gates that kind of open up. And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
it literally, it looks like you're pulling into like a Disney castle. And
Yeah.
so peaceful because it was closed off just to us. You could hear the birds chirping. It was a beautiful day. I'm from Colorado, so like, you know, it was perfect weather. And I really do believe that was another moment for me that made me feel like, wow, like you're really doing this. And so walking in to Henson, just standing, having the audio engineer tell me that I was standing in the same booth that Justin Bieber was just in recording.
Mhm. Yeah.
Bieber was on the same mic in the same booth that I was. Shaka Khan and all these big greats, you know, looking out into the window into another room with wood floors was where Michael Jackson and Stevie Wonder, where they all recorded "We Are the World." And just to be that, yeah, it's just like just to be that close to something of that nature in history to me was just really cool. And I think it was just awesome to uh, experience it, and it was like I'm like, am I living in a movie? Is this
Mm.
life? And it's just, I tell you, it's just really, for me, it was very humbling. And that was the one thing that I, you know, would have loved to do more, was just to go to Henson, because it felt like, wow, so this is what it's like, you know, when you're really a big star and you're out there and you're recording and you're going to Henson Studios to record. And I'm like, man, Justin is just, oh, I want to go to Henson today. You know, it's like, wow, like, how cool. It must be nice. Like, I got to live like an hour of his life, is kind of how it felt. We were at the studio, or no, we were at band rehearsal, and one of the producers told me that Justin was with his dancers next door. And I
Oh,
just
wow.
kept saying, like, please, please, please don't tell him not to come out till I leave. Because I get, it's weird. I get kind of starstruck, but I don't get starstruck in the way of like, wow, I'm obsessed with you. It's more just for me. It's like I'm not ready for this. I got to prepare. I had to really prepare to meet Nick Jonas and all of these huge stars, because I don't think that any big star out in this world ever really truly thought that they'd be where they are. And so for me, it's kind of eye opening to think that it's like looking at my future self, you know,
Hmm.
and I don't want to see it yet. I want to continue to grow and learn, and because I feel like you pick up on things, you know, you pick up on energy. And for me, I really just enjoy taking my time and walking through this, and I don't want to get distracted by the glitz and glamour and the celebrity and the fame and all of that. But Henson was just, I can't wait to go back one
Yeah.
day, and I will.
You will. You're gonna write it
One day.
for 2022, and you're gonna say, "I'm going back to Henson."
Oh man, yes, Henson
It's
is great, and maybe I'll get to Prague one day. That'd be really cool.
Yes! Oh my God, that'd be so awesome. So I want to talk about what happened this summer. In August, you opened for Dermot Kennedy at the legendary Red Rocks Amphitheater. That was one of the dreams that you wanted to do as well. So talk to me about Red Rocks and what it meant for you to play at this iconic venue.
Well, one of my first concerts ever was Third Eye Blind at Red Rocks,
Mhm.
and I remember thinking like, wow, I had never been to a venue that big. You know,
Yeah.
I was super young and I just had no clue what was even going on. I was like, wait, where are we? We're like in the mountains and there's all these seats everywhere. Like, what the heck is going on? And then I look back behind me and I just remember seeing like, that's a lot of people. And
Yeah.
it opened my eyes to what this is all about. That was the first time where I realized that you can, that it's not just church and the little concerts I've been to. Like, there's this magnitude to it. I had never seen that before, than maybe the Super Bowl in my mind at that age. And so, you know, over time, I had gone to more shows. I saw Bruno Mars there and Jason Mraz, and you know, I've seen other artists there as well. And I always imagined my first time at Red Rocks would be when I was like super famous and, had a band and had been touring already. And I was at home and I get an email. So I submitted for this. Dermot was doing a contest where you would submit a video, and he said, if he will select you personally, and if he selects you, you'll open up for him at the show. Well, I saw it was Red Rocks. He's not gonna pick me, whatever. I just sent it. I did it while I was at The Voice because we have a lot of time. I'm just scrolling through Instagram, and so I saw, God, I love him. Let me just do it. I forgot. I totally. That was like 6 months ago when I submitted my video for that, and I remember getting an email. So I logged off of my day job at 4:30, and the email came in at 4:31, and I looked at it. Yeah, I got an email that said, "Hey, Devin, congratulations. Dermot has personally selected you to open up for him at Red Rocks." I replied and I said, "Is this real?" Like, what? I said, "What the is this real?" And his manager replied and he said, "Yes, Devin, it's very real." He said, "Did you forget that you applied for this?" And I said, "Yeah, I remember now." And so we talked and he said, "Dermot wants you to play acoustic." And I hadn't touched my guitar in, I don't know, maybe 4 months. And I had 3 days to prepare for the show. So I called off. I didn't call off. I actually requested the day before the show. So I took a day off of work, and my job was super supportive. But I just remember thinking, like, well, no sleep is better than no opportunity.
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of artists that have reached and not success, but like have saw a dream come true, had to lose a little bit of sleep over it. So I stayed up all night long, and I just went through I probably practiced my songs about 100 times each over the course of those 3 days. My neighbors probably hate me, but walking in, first and foremost, he just was the most amazing person to me.
Yeah.
Claire, I called her and told her about it because she's the one who told me about him maybe about a year ago. And I called her and she was driving and she was like cussing and stuff. She's like, "I'm pulling over on the side of the road right now." She said, "I'm right now." She bought a plane ticket while we were on the phone together. She came with me. Yeah. So I had a friend there. We pulled up and we were told to meet at a certain place and that a van was going to take us up to the top. Well, he saw us waiting and he goes, "No, come get in the van with us."
Oh, cool.
We actually got into a van and it wasn't our van. They go, "This isn't your van. This is for Dermot. You guys are in that van." And he saw that. He said, No. Come hang out with us. Come in the van. We got to walk with him and his whole team up into the green room. He stayed and watched my whole sound check. They let us hang out backstage. We got to watch this whole show from backstage. They just treated me like he came up to me and we got a picture and hugged me and he was like, "You're so brilliant." And he said, "I got my start in 2016 and I started singing in the street and busking." And he goes, they say that it doesn't happen, that it happens overnight. And he goes, "I know a lot of people don't think that that's true," but he said it feels that way because he said the moment you have an opportunity, it happens overnight. So the cool thing is that a lot of his team followed me on Instagram and are supportive. He has just, I would say the biggest thing that I learned about Dermot is to really be mindful of the lyrics and write from a place that comes from genuinity, because and I have nothing bad to say about like Britney Spears because I love who doesn't freaking love Britney? Free Britney. But
it happens.
I love that about him is that he writes these songs that just come from a place where he doesn't care. And I watched an interview of his and he said, "Yeah, I know I could be the next H.E.R. I know that I could be the next big pop star." But he said, "My fan base didn't come from that. My fan base came from watching me grow into who I am now and being genuine and staying true to who I am and writing lyrics that actually mean something." And so for me, it was encouragement to say like, yeah, maybe I don't have 50,000 followers on Instagram. Maybe I'm not where I want to be career-wise, but I get to do all this cool stuff and experience things and learn and grow. And if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have had the confidence to play acoustic at a huge venue like that and say, okay, if I can do that, I can do this. And if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have had the courage to sit down by myself and be one with my emotions and actually be real with myself and go, let's write about like, what do you really feel right now?
Mm-hmm.
Let's not write about like what I feel like people want to hear. How do I feel right now in this moment? And write about it and be honest and be open and genuine. So he really helped me learn how to write from my heart and not really think about anyone else.
Yeah.
And not about, are people going to like this? Because I think I used to write that way. And I think that's why haven't released a lot of stuff, because I'll write a song and I'll go, this sounds dope, this is dope, and then I listen to it again and I don't like it because it didn't do for my heart. It didn't come from a place of journalism, you know. It came from a place of trying to be trendy or something like that. So I'm super excited. It was such a magical experience, and to watch from backstage and see when he had everyone, he said, put your phones up, and to watch everyone wave their phone line, to be on the side of the stage, to see that, even though I wasn't on stage, I've never seen that before. I mean, you see it when you're in the audience, but to see it from that perspective, he choked up, and I was like, yeah, I see why he did, because, you know, we see these artists that we love at their peak, but he, I think, had a flashback of like, wow, this kid who was singing in the street, now look at where we've come. And it was so inspiring to me because, you know, that's, like I said, wouldn't have meant anything if he didn't have all of the experiences that he had that led him up to where he was.
Mm-hmm.
Really, really cool.
Yeah, I remember, and I was telling you earlier, we were talking about something that you wanted to accomplish, and you were like, I want to do Red Rocks. And so it was just crazy because you and I last talked in July, and then this show was in August. So it was like, oh my God, this is so amazing that this is happening for you. And you were able to like take those photos backstage and have this like genuine, amazing experience.
Yeah, you know what's crazy is, so they have this back hallway where all these artists that perform there sign their name in the hallway, and just seeing like the different art, like Mariah Carey's name in a Sharpie written on the wall, and I wrote my name on the ceiling kind of discreetly, but it just, because I just wanted, it's like I'm just leaving my mark. I'm not I saw someone like graffiti their name over like a bunch of people's names, and it's like, you really want people to see your name there. But for me, it was just like such an honor and a privilege to be able to, I'm gonna get a little choked up. Sorry.
I love it, Devin. These are the interviews I love.
Sorry.
No, Devin, let it out. Devin, let it out.
Yeah, that was really, really cool for me to be able to do that. And I think it's just, you know, it's really humbling to just leave your mark, because life is so short. You never know where it's going to lead you. And I think for me, it's just to look back and to see all of the things that I had to struggle with, to know that like it was going to be okay. I was going to make my dreams come true. And I think that's just what we have to do, is just have faith. And like when you feel down and you feel like nothing, you're just hitting a wall, it's gonna be okay. You just have to keep going for it, keep trying at it. And it's so crazy, because that to me was the moment where it was like, wow, I literally kind of etched my name into stone. And it was like, for me, that was probably the biggest moment. Not meeting this big artist, not even performing on the stage. It was like signing my name into the wall was like, you just made a dream come true, to the point where you like sign your name off. Okay, there you go, you did it. And never have to, it was, you know what, that was for me like post Voice, where the moment where I felt like I was able to, I literally signed myself, like my whole past was gone with the, it was like, okay, no more self-doubt, no more worry, no more anxiety, no more depression when it comes to your music career. Like, you literally just did so many things that you dreamed about for so long in your life. signing my name was the way of letting go. And it was like, there you go. All right. And I left, and we got in the car, and I cried like half the way there because I didn't realize didn't hit me and sink in until I left, and I was just, I cannot believe I played Red Rocks acoustic with my guitar, sold out show. It's still to this, like, if you guys don't know who Dermot Kennedy is, you really should follow him, because he is one of the most humble artists I've ever encountered. He's from Ireland. He writes. He has a lyric that says, "And I'll always hold your hand in the car." And it was just that one line that just struck to me, because it's like, wow, how that's such a real thing to say. Mm-hmm. Like, I might not be there for you, but when we're in the car together, I'm always going to hold your hand. I'm always in those small moments. And it's like, for me, he's just really cool. So anyway, I love Dermot. He will always be someone that I look up to and roots for from afar, because you don't see that. You don't see artists of his caliber giving these local musicians a chance to sing on one of the biggest stages of their life. I mean, yes, The Voice was a huge stage, but it was virtual.
Yeah.
To be there and to see, for me, it was like to see there's a handicapped row in the front, and to see these people in wheelchairs crying and supporting me and cheering me on the way that they were was such a touching thing, because I was like, wow, I'm like making this girl's day.
Yeah.
And here I am stressed out, and it's like, I'm just singing a song and I just made this girl's day. And she's just smiling and so happy that she's at a show during COVID, in a wheelchair, no alcohol in her hand, and just happy to see me up there singing. And it was just an amazing experience.
I am so happy that you had the chance to do that, and amazing. That's such a huge accomplishment, Devin.
Thank you.
And thank you for breaking down on my show, because I'm telling you, those are the moments that I love, because it's like, this is you in your moment, genuine, like, just you feel it, like it means so much to you.
Well, it's just, I'm just a human being. And so, for me, it's very real to me, because I'm sharing something with other people. And I hate to keep saying, oh, I'm so humble or whatever, because maybe I'm not. But I just, it's such an honor to be able to do what I do, and to get up on stage and sing, and have people who want to listen and hear my story, and I hit a wrong chord during the show, and this guy yells out, because during the show, I like to talk a lot. So I talked a lot and told my story here and there in between songs, and he just goes, "It's all right, just keep going." They said boo or anything like that. It was because I think I was able to kind of show them, hey, I'm just like you. I know it's weird, but I'm up here, and that's who I am. And that's the kind of artist that I will always want to be, is just someone who is relatable, that will never make people feel less than. And I want people to feel like, that's why I love Adele, because I think that I don't know her, but she comes across as someone who just isn't afraid to just be yourself in the moment when all the cameras are on. And I think it's, in today's day and age, it's just so important to be able to be relatable, because we're going into this digital age with the metaverse, and we're quarantined, and we're being pulled away from each other, and there's all this stuff going on. Human connection is so important, and with music, we have an opportunity to make people just, even if it's just for an hour or 5 minutes, to just feel like everything's going to be okay. And I think it's our duty and our job, when we're in front of a microphone and we have an opportunity to speak, to spread love and comfort. Yeah. Because it's hard right now. It's not the 90s and the early 2000s. It's all magic and pink pop, and we could turn on the TV and see Paris Hilton and just laugh and feel like life's a joke and everything's light. It's difficult. People are struggling with jobs. People are dying and losing family members with COVID, and I think we have the opportunity to help people escape. And I think it's just important for artists to remember that our job is not to make it about us. Our job is to extend our hand to help others feel better about life,
Yeah.
you know, because we're not therapists, but in a sense, we kind of are, in the way that because we share our stories, people can relate and people can understand that they're not alone.
Yes.
So.
Music heals. I'm telling you, music has healed me my entire life, continues to. I know it's the same for you, and it's so important when you're going through a breakup or you just had a fight with someone or you're celebrating something. There's music for all of that, and music just helps us feel like, yeah, we're not the only one going through it. Like, we're all in this together.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You're so right.
So I want to talk about on December 10th. You'll be opening up for Clinton Kane at Lost Lake in Denver. This is amazing. And you told me earlier, what, Devin, that this show is?
Sold out.
Yes! It's sold out already. So talk to us about this event and how you were able to get this opportunity.
Yes, it is sold out. It's at Lost Lake. So if you can somehow find tickets, please come. Clinton Kane is such a great artist because he reminds me a lot of Dermot Kennedy. Actually, he writes songs from the heart and genuine. He's really genuine. Um, I I played at Lost Lake before, and a lot of people locally were just like, "We're so proud of you with everything you've done with the show." And when opportunity arises, we'll definitely reach out. And I just say, "Okay, cool, whatever." Well, I
Yep.
got an email from a booking agent for this venue at Lost Lake, and he just said, "Hey, would you want to open up for this artist? I think that would be pretty cool."
Yeah.
And I said, "Sure, let me check him out." And I was like, "Oh, I know who this guy is. Are you kidding me?"
Yeah.
And I said, "Yeah, absolutely." And then I posted it and told all my friends to come. And then I found out that he was like, "Hey, don't do that because it's sold out. Like they can't." But I'm honored because it's going to be a room full of people who may or probably have not heard me sing in this kind of way before, acoustic with just my guitar and sharing songs that I've written. And so I'm super excited to be able to do that. And releasing songs is difficult because I'm trying to do it the right way and I've got a team. But the shows is where you'll be able to kind of hear what I'm working on and hear what's to come and to hear what's going to come out. So I'm super stoked, and I got a really cool jacket for the show because I'm like the jacket guy now. So like,
Are the jacket guy?
some pictures for you guys to see like, what I'm gonna wear because
Yes. Devin, we always want to see what you're going to wear.
that's awesome. That's great. I love it.
It's like, what's Devin going to come out with next?
But definitely something that I feel kind of growing into that as an artist of I love to kind of be a little bit unpredictable.
I love that. You got to keep them guessing.
Yeah, keep them guessing. I think it keeps people interested, but it's also like, don't put me in a box. You don't know what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. So there's also an event that's coming up. We pinned it below. It's called Fierce in the City 5, December 12th. You're actually going to be performing alongside Dana Monique, your battle partner from The Voice. So tell people about this event on December 12th.
So it's called Fierce in the City 5. It is benefiting Women Gives. So it's, half of the proceeds are going towards charity, which is amazing. It's put on by Salwa Owens. She's a local fashion designer here in Denver, Colorado, and she is just amazing. She always loves to, give back and have some form of charity involved with the shows that we do. But this is actually my 5th year doing it. I was with her with the start, and it's a smaller venue, and now this is the biggest venue ever. It's got like all the walls are screens, and so I'm just so excited for it. And Dana's flying out from Texas to be a part of it as well. There's a bunch of designers that are going to be there, and I'm going to be doing some pop songs. And last year I sang a song in Spanish, and this year, um, just because whoever's on right now get a taste. I'm going to be having dancers and doing some choreography this year, so it's going to be a little different than what I've done before. And so I've been putting a lot of work into it, and it's been out of my comfort zone, but I think I just love that. I love a challenge because you grow from it. And so I can't wait. I'm gonna try to go live for the show, at least for some of my performances. But if it definitely post some. But if you guys are in town, or if you want to fly out to see the show, the link is here, and you can definitely come out, come take some pictures with us, get on the red carpet with us. We'll take some photos with you, and it's gonna be an awesome, awesome night. There's kids on the runway. It's an all family, all ages event, and you're not gonna want to miss it. It's gonna be full of fun and entertainment and just support. We're supporting Women Gives, we're supporting local designers, and we're also supporting each other as artists, which is, I think, probably the most important thing. So, yeah, I'll love and light in that room for sure.
Exactly, and you're going to see two phenomenal contestants from The Voice.
Honestly, truly, it's really amazing to be able to see Dana. I saw her briefly when she came out here last, but it's just, gosh, I don't remember who I was talking. I think Connor Christian is actually going to be there as well. He's going to be playing guitar during my set, during my song.
Amazing.
So, too, and I was talking to him the other day, and it's like, when we get together, even if it's just for a second, there's a magic still in the air because no one experienced that but us, so in that specific season. So it's just indescribable. You can't explain what it feels like to, like, it's kind of like when you go to summer camp when you're in high school and you meet this friend and she's like your best friend, and then you go back home and she lived in another state, and then you don't see her again, and no one understands how much this person means to you, and then you see her again and you're just like, remember when we were doing marshmallows in the back and we snuck out and got Taco Bell and we like took the tractor to go like steal corn? Like, that's how, like, remember we snuck out and like got Taco Bell, or we did this thing, and it's just, and we weren't breaking the rules, but I'm just saying, like, in general, it's just nice to like have someone who understands, because I could tell stories about my experience for days, but the people that actually experienced it with me, they really know what it felt like. Like, yeah, quarantine sucked. Like, I have friends who were like, it can't be that hard. You could have just did crossword puzzles and like played video games. And it's like, you try being stuck in a place with no balcony for 10 days, not being able to leave multiple times. It was really hard, but
yeah,
I'm so excited. I can't wait to see Dana, and please support her, everyone, as well, because she's really kicking butt too. She's really doing some amazing things, and I'm just so proud of everything that she's done, as well as Connor, so, and everyone else. I don't know if people saw Cam's Thanksgiving parade performance, but it was amazing, and I'm so proud of Cam and everything he's doing as well. So season 20 for life.
Yeah, season 20 of The Voice. Oh, I was going to ask you something else. Season 21 of The Voice is currently on. Now it's down to top 10. Have you been watching?
I have been watching, and it's been unreal. First of all, everyone's insanely talented. It's like, I don't know where they found these people, but the women are, I think a girl might win this year. I don't know what's going to happen because you don't really know, but
yeah,
they're incredible. And my good friend Jeremy Rosado, we were on American Idol about a decade ago. He's on this year, and I think he's in the top 10 now, and he's just doing so well, and he's doing such a good job, and he's staying true to who he is as an artist. And I think it's really cool for him to be able to do that, because, you know, that's where he shines. He shines doing the songs that he's been doing. And it's the thing I would say about Jeremy is that you really are getting you're seeing who exactly he is. He's not putting on front. Jeremy is what you see on TV is exactly who he is. I call him Jer Bear. He's just like a big teddy bear. He's such a kind soul, and, you know, obviously I want him to win, but I think that everyone this year is so incredibly talented that, you know, it could go either way. And kudos to all the contestants. I think I'm been a little jealous that they've been able to kind of be as close to the coach, not even the coaches, but each other, and so it's just really awesome. It's really cool. Yeah. I hope they have our season 1 year, because they do that in like the UK.
Yeah.
And so I want an all-star so I can come back.
I think it's so cool. And you're right about them standing next to each other, because when they did the elimination a couple nights ago, they had all of them on stage, all 11 of them. Actually, it's more than 11, because some are like the father-son duo, Girl Named Tom. Like, so there's more than just one person on stage, but they stand very close.
Yeah, I think just the vaccines have kind of been able to make people feel a little bit less paranoid about COVID and everything. But
Of course.
yeah, it's really cool to see. You know, when I watch, even to this day, I watch and I'm watching, and so every now and then I'm like, whoa, you did that. I have to like remind myself sometimes because I'm watching and they're so good that I
Yeah.
just get drawn into. You just did this like last year. It's still mind blowing to me. But yeah, great season, awesome. I think Ariana is a great coach, and I think she kind of even made the other coaches step up their game a little bit. To be honest.
Because when she first came on, everyone was like, oh my God, obsessed with Ariana. And then she like really cares about them. She's giving them good feedback. And right, it kind of makes the other coaches go like, oh, I've been here for a couple of seasons, but like Ariana like is really taking it to a whole nother level. I think she just had Thanksgiving with the people that were on her team. Like they had like a little
Wow.
Thanksgiving get. Yeah.
Wow. And
Yeah.
she's a big star. And
She's
for her to be
huge.
able to huge. But you know what? I really do. Like I said, I don't know her, but I get the vibes that she's a humble human being that like doesn't let the fame really get to her. I feel like I get the impression that she sees it as her job, and she's just a humble. But she shares a lot of videos with her grandmother and her mom, and
Mm-hmm.
they're these older Italian women that are they're no BS, and they just kind of keep her grounded. I think, and I think it's important to always keep your family around and the people that are close to you around when you start reaching success, because you know that's what keeps you grounded, and the people that have known you forever. Like, I'll tell the one story, I'll tell that story if you don't shape up. No, please, no, don't tell everyone.
Yeah, I love it. I think they're killing it this season. And yeah, it's going to be really awesome to see who ultimately is the winner of season 21 of The Voice.
Yeah,
Like, right?
I can't wait to see. I do feel like last year it was like I think we all knew kind of from the beginning it was going to be Cam or Kinsey. It was
Yeah.
just for me it was very very clear. But this year it's kind of hard to really tell. It's kind of more of an equal playing field in regards to like how they're perceived. I really feel like it could go any way, and it's going to be really cool to see. I see Jeremy in the finale. So if you guys are watching, vote for Jeremy.
Vote for Jeremy. And vote for
Yes.
anyone else that you want to vote for as well. But definitely vote for Jeremy. So for people that are watching, Devin, how can they support you as a musician?
Wow, that's really nice. You know what? Honestly, I would just say stay tuned and stay in touch with me, and you know, come to the shows. There's a link here on the bottom for one of my next shows, and just stay in tune and send me messages, and leave comments on some videos I post. If you like something, just let me know you like it, and that's pretty much it. I just want to just know how everyone's doing, and if there's something I've done that you enjoy or that's touched you, let me know, and that keeps me going. So yeah, any kind of support helps.
Yes, please support Devin. Share the music, like the music, buy tickets to the show listed below, Fierce in the City 5. It's in Denver. Go support. You can see Connor Christian, right? Connor Christian?
Connor Christian, yep, yeah,
Yeah, I always
yeah.
think because it sounds like he has two first names, so I just didn't want to say it the wrong way.
Like Philip, like, why would you do that, Phillips?
I know. I'm like, wait, I don't even know if I know how to spell Phillips because sometimes people spell it with an L-I and it's just too many L's and
Two
I.
L.
Yeah, so you can see 3 Voice alum at this event listed below. Get your tickets, have fun, support a good cause. Well, that's all the questions I have for you this evening. But guys, don't go anywhere because Devin is going to sing for us.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm gonna
whatever.
sing. Okay, I think we actually talked about this song when we first got on. It's called Breakdown, and I played this at the Dermot Kennedy Show on Red Rocks. So it's called Breakdown, and I hope that you all enjoy. Sitting sideways on the highway in my Audi, Got some new shades on, I'm feeling great, just wanna drive a little. Oh, I know you think I'm lonely and that you got me all up in my feelings. But I'm stone cold and sipping Don Juan, and this is how I'm healing. You don't get to break me, even though you've tried. Baby, learn to hate me, 'cause I'm a whole vibe, yeah. I'm running the hotel tonight, having a breakdown. I just don't ever let people like you dim my light. When your friends ask me if I'm alright, let's break down this story and make it right. I'm doing fine, yeah, doing just fine without you, yeah. I'm doing fine, doing just fine without you. You got my phone blowing up tonight like I can already read you. I can see you miles away, a satellite, and I can still see through you. Like how you're trying to bring me in to pull me down, and I'm not gonna go there this time. No, I'm setting a boundary, I'm drawing a line. You don't get to break me, even though I try. Baby, learn to hate me, I'm a whole vibe. I'm running the hotel tonight, having a breakdown. I just don't ever let people like you dim my light. When your friends ask me if I'm alright, let's break down this story and make it right. Yeah, I'm doing fine. Yeah. Doing just fine without you, yeah. I'm doing fine. Whoa. Doing just fine without you. Whoa. 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 Yeah. Whoa. Whoa. Ooh. Doing just fine without you. Whoa, whoa, doing fine, just fine. I'm doing fine without you.
Yes, Devin! Thank you for sharing that song. And that's an unreleased song.
Unreleased. It's unreleased. Yes.
Unreleased.
So, yeah, I can't wait to put that one out. It's been really cool writing and playing it more and learning how to love it. It's probably one of my favorite songs to play now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just so fun. And so I love playing this. Thank you so much for letting me play it here for everyone. So cool.
Anytime you want to come and play a song on my show, you know, you all you have to do is just reach out and be like, "Hey, Ash, what are you doing this night?" I'll be like, "Oh, Devin, you're coming back on."
Great. I'm on a running streak now. I think this is my third time on the show.
No, this is your
Something like
second.
that.
July. This is your second time, but guess what, Devin? You have so many fun things going on. Yeah, honestly, you know, come back on whenever you want.
Like you, who's been like, you found out about me with The Voice, and you're able to like see like the things that we're doing even just from that point. And so I think that's the really cool thing I would say about supporting artists and following them and all of that, is because you get to see their growth, and not just the high peaks, but you get to kind of watch, like, you're like, wow, you saw me play the song on Dermot's show, and then you saw me now perform it, and then it's probably going to be really cool for you to get to hear it and see the video and who knows what else. But I love
Yeah.
it.
It's always cool, like reaching out to someone like 3 months down the line, 6 months down the line, because so much can happen. You know what I mean? Especially with this crazy pandemic. Like we don't even know what's happening tomorrow, right?
I know. I know. I know. But I just wanted to say that I'm so proud of you for just everything that you've been doing, and I think it's just been really cool to be on the 130th show. I hope to see you grow even more. But I'm
Yeah.
so proud of you. A lot of strength, and your professionalism is something that I think a lot of people don't know about. And I think that it's something that you should be very proud of. And I see you going even further than where you're at now. And so I just know that you have a huge supporter in me always, and I hope to see you grow and even more. And I had to say that because you're so encouraging and loving and fun. And if there's artists that haven't done this show, they're missing out. I think that you're gonna just go and reach all of your dreams because you're doing really well, and you've got the goods, you've got what it takes, and I think just keep grinding, keep going for it, and your all of your dreams are gonna come true too.
Devin, whoa. I know you did a little teary-eyed today, but now it's my turn, right? Like, thank you. Honestly, Devin, the absolute world to me. I love doing this. I've met so many amazing musicians just like yourself doing the show. And it's like, yeah, like there's people that have been on The Voice, American Idol, Berkeley alum, people that maybe nobody has even heard of, but it's just so cool to like bring these stories to life and get you guys like more press and more people that can find out about you and support you, because it's all about supporting good music, because music will be there
Yeah,
throughout the time, even when we're long gone. Like these songs are going to live on forever and ever.
so true. It's so
Yeah.
true. Yeah,
And
and even
yeah.
thanks again for having me, and yeah, I'd love to come in later again.
Yes. Happy holidays. Thank you so much for your kind words. Guys, if you don't already, please make sure to follow Devin. There's a link below to Fierce in the City 5. It's in Denver, and that date is December 12th, correct?
Yep, 12/12/21.
Yes. Oh, that's a great date. December
Like a
12th.
wedding.
It's like a wedding day. Yes. Devin, this was so much fun. Come back anytime. We can talk music. We can just talk everything. I also feel like you're my life coach, which is amazing. And like I said, thank you so much for your time this evening. Happy holidays. Stay safe. Manifest your dreams. Support good music. Guys, if you don't already, please make sure to follow my guy, Devin, right here on Instagram. Support the music.
Follow.
And if you don't already, follow Ashley Live. It's me, Vibing with Ashley Live. This is episode 130. And Devin, thank you again for spending your evening with us. And I truly, truly, from the bottom of my heart, appreciate your kind words. Have a beautiful rest of your evening, guys. And we will see you next time.
Bye, everybody. Bye, Ashley.
Bye.